Don't run.
Don't run. Wait, there's a child there. A child has been wounded. That child has been wounded.
My country people then. Today, the 11th of February 2024 for Youth Day celebration, when I see the video on the right, now an Ambazonia terrorist attack for Nkambe. So what will happen now, say, they will plant some primitive explosive for some building where it will be close to the grandstand, not the actual grandstand, but for corner the grandstand. And the explosive will be detonated during the 11th of February festivities and the celebrations. So now what that will happen? Of course, people the day where they get injuries, but as of yet, time now for Cameroon, now about 4 p.m., we never yet confirm if there were any fatalities. So we not yet confirm if some person lost his life. But we know say school picking them and women, the way they will sell chop, other kind of them, some of them they get injuries from that primitive explosion where the Ambazonia terrorists they plant them for target their own Anglophone civilians. So the video on the left, when I see now the population where they be gather for celebrate Youth Day. Ordinary Anglophone civilians, them school picking them where they march, they celebrate. Now, this atrocity, it go backfire on the Ambazonia terrorists. I guarantee it. May I ask you something? The first point where you get to ask yourself now, say, after this terrorist atrocity where they target their own Anglophone civilians, then, you think that the population it will support Ambazonia more or it will reject Ambazonia? Now, simple question. You answer that for yourself. Also, another thing where it point them out, where themselves they don't bring them to the international scene. Now, the reality say the Anglophone population don't reject Ambazonia terrorism. Despite their calls for lockdown and all of that nonsense, the school picking them, they come out, they march, carry Cameroon flag. The atrocity, it don't bring this reality to the limelight because when I know if you talk someone that control a territory, but when I need for literally bomb when our own people them, terrorize them in order to do what we want me to do. Then we start the control day. Also, the fact that they terrorize, they bomb now, school picking them, small picking them, it will get a big impact on the international scene. They're not going to make no friends on the international scene with this terrorist atrocity. And it will also reaffirm the reality on the ground. Say, Anglophones they be held hostage by the Ambazonia terrorists. The Anglophone they just want to live a normal life. They want to celebrate their Youth Day, their 20th May, and the Ambazonia terrorists they kill them. They lock them inside their house. So all this nonsense of lockdowns, ghost towns, or whatever, it is nothing to do with civil disobedience. If at all, any place in Anglophone zone it get people the way they lock themselves inside house, it is as a result of those people being afraid for their lives in case the terrorists they can't kill them. And the international community knows, everyone in Cameroon knows, say there is no such thing as fighting for a cause in the Anglophone zone. It is terrorism, criminality. They are making money for themselves and they are targeting their own civilian population, killing them. So the Anglophone civilian population do not support Ambazonia terrorism. The only reason why they lock themselves inside house now because they fear these kind of terrorist atrocities themselves they expose them. So the Anglophone population don't be held captive. You understand? It's a hostage situation. No ghost town, no lockdown, no day, no civil disobedience, no day in the Anglophone zone. All man just want peace. They just want to return to normalcy. They understand that they will make mistake for 2016, 2017 with the strikes, with the school boycott and all of that nonsense. But it'll be too late now because they don't give guns to bandits where they roam the streets now and the forests. And then now they just can't kill people them at random. They terrorize their own communities. And another question I have to ask yourself before you go. How does this affect President Paul Biya or Cameroon government or Yaoundé man? Because I guarantee when I say 100% of the people the way they suffer today because of this terrorist atrocity, the people the way they be affected, where they be injured, I guarantee when I say 100% na Anglophones. What is the sense in that? And then when they call una Anglophones, when I want complain, we deserve that title 100 times over.
What good have they done in the recent years that will make Anglophones to believe that they are fighting a cause for them? If not, when you go to the West region to kill, you do not have any detector to detect that I'm killing a francophone or I'm killing an anglophone. They killed at random. They didn't go to specific houses to kill. When they burned the shops, they were not looking. They didn't know whether they were burning a shop of an anglophone or a francophone. The foolishness they have is that they don't know that even in Bamanyam, we have anglophones and francophones. So if in their minds, foolish the way they are, they think that they are attacking the francophone, it is still foolishness. Let them even know that more anglophones are up in the west more than they are even now in Bermuda, because many people have run from Bermuda to the west, and when you come and kill randomly, what are you doing? You are shooting yourself on the foot because you are killing your own brothers and sisters. And this is what we are looking at. And now we are not seeing them actually taking a fight with who they call the military. They hear that the military is here. These guys are in control. Immediately they hear the military is here, they run faster than even the civilians into the bushes. Once the military has gone, they come back and start talking about black legs and all of those, and flexing muscles with the poor civilians. So what have they done to show proof of the fact that they are really standing for the Anglophone? Secondly, they block the economic growth. They block routes. They impose ghost towns, but expect the very Anglophones to contribute for their fight, whatever they are fighting for. So you have seen that their ideology, they themselves have realized that their liberation ideology was ephemeral rather than perennial, and it has failed on arrival, and that is why they are just confused. Okay. Somebody said the other day, I will land here, Mr. Leo, that these guys, those who are remaining in the bushes, are those who went and signed pacts with the devil. I don't know, maybe the Reverend here may enlighten us about signing pact to the devil. And then that pact, one of the conditions of the pact is to spill blood. And that is why they have the conditions to spill the blood. No matter which blood they are spilling, they just want to spill it. They don't even have the reason why they are killing. The main reason they are killing is to satisfy the pact that they have signed with the devil.
Okay.
Well,
you don't plant bitter leaf and harvest sugarcane. And I'm happy that I have two men of God sitting with me on this platform. And he was very honest to say that they brainwashed these guys to think that it was a God-ordained thing concocted and mixed with Odeshi that would make them invincible. Just for all their top generals, because everybody in this madness is a general, to discover that no, they got their self penetrated with a bullet. They told them that, oh, if you want to fight, you have to go barefooted. But it is a God-ordained struggle. And I think they have about 20 presidents or 10 presidents. And I think, how many of them are men of God? I think Sako is one, Chris Ano is one. There is another person who sits on their TV and say he's advisor for what. So, it boils down to what my brother on my left was just saying, that men of God want to get into politics. Because these people have a political agenda, but they are using people's children as political guinea pigs who die for lies. And Mr. Leo, there's one thing I will make very clear here that people will not like what I say. You know me, I'm a surgical shooter, I'm a straight shooter, and I'll say it as it's supposed to be. Some francophones finance what happened in Bambutos. I sent you the pictures in your forum. Nobody. I'm talking about the bus. No, listen.
Paddy.
Apostle William said, yes, I'm listening to you, Mr. William.
I'm saying
I will not forget that point.
No. Apostle William said this is not the time for blame game, and we should not.
No. He has his own way. He has his own way of looking at things. I am not in church here. When you invite me in your studio, understand that I'm not a Christian and I'm not in church. I am an animist, and I believe in humanity. I don't believe in imported religion. Those are two different ways of looking at life.
Okay.
So he cannot set the pace for me. He should be talking for his followers. And I'm talking as a Pan-Africanist, a traditionalist who believes in Kwifon. This is who I am. So
with the grandmaster of ancestors to you,
yes. So that is the premise from which I'm coming. So don't dilute my discourse with his own. They have their role in the society, that moral role that I respected, and I was brought into the national dialogue by Cardinal Tumi because of his moral probity, and I respect them for that. But that doesn't make me a Christian. So we evacuate that point, and let me be very, very surgical in what I'm saying. I sent you, Mr. Liu, if you are a journalist who is very honest, pictures where Ambas and Bas, what they call Brigade Anti-Sardina, met in Europe, collected money, and we have what we have today. You cannot refuse that. So you have politicians. Who is the Bas working for? You have politicians who think that, oh, I'll come to my friend Ayuk Tabe, whom I spoke to, that this thing that you are going, that route that you are going is not going to work. He said, we cannot make omelets without breaking eggs. I asked him, whose eggs are you going to break? Are you going to be in Cameroon? He said, the United Nations will bring us to Ambas Bay. Is it now Ambas Bay in the west? Is that Ambas Bay? Is that what you want to tell me? Look, we should be able to speak the truth. I have belonged to one of those militants that will die for the truth. I'm not a conventional politician. Let people get that one clear. Because when it's right, I will say it's right. When it's not right, I will say it is not right. Okay. Mr. Liu, you gave your people a lot of time to speak. It may be because I'm from the diaspora, you're trying to marginalize me.
No. I'm not cutting you. The problem is that Paddy, I'm not cutting you. It's just that a message just came in that I want to read to corroborate what.
But I'm not finished.
Yes, no, I'm not cutting you. If I don't read it, many messages are coming. Good evening, Legal Minds. Please, the situation in our country is at a point of killing to destroy and have money. Sir, there are no fights. A friend just came back from captivity. And what he said was that the guys told him, after serious torture, that their soul belongs to the devil when they die. Muma is writing from Bamenda. Yeah.
Yes, and Mr. Leo, so what I'm saying is this. With all what we have witnessed, it is by design, for men, by men. These people have an agenda to terrorize the civilian population so that it should be headlines on every media. That's the only way they can exist. Now, the men of God who are seated around me today, they are right in their own crusade. The fierce urgency of the Anglophone General Conference, which Cardinal Tumi left. Why are we Anglophones waiting for Yaoundé to do something? Yaoundé cannot do anything, and that is where he is right. That these men of God, chiefs, and those people, the collective college of the Anglophone General Conference that was put in place by Cardinal Tumi, is the urgency of now. These boys who are doing all this nonsense, they are drug addicts. I call them banger boys, not amber boys. Oh, amber is what? I say banger boys. There is no way you go and find innocent civilians, an African like yourself, and just shoot the person because you believe that he's a francophone and he's going to create headlines. How do you bring somebody to think in that direction? It doesn't work, Mr. Leo. So we have a bunch of hardened criminals who were released from prison early 2017 who are still roaming our streets. Every sincere person who thought that he or she was fighting for an Anglophone cause has given up. That's why I still saying that people are still questioning the ramifications of the Grand National Dialogue. In my own commission, which I was, no single child that we pulled out of the bushes has been killed by the military because we had those guarantees from a man of God. Thus, the responsibility of these men of God and what they are saying is right. Let them rally and say, we are men of God. We are going to see Mr. Bia. Let us facilitate us the Anglophone General Conference, call the college, of the Anglophone General Conference if you are actually a Christian and you believe in the Christian doctrine, which I don't believe in. But everybody has his place in this society.
Okay.
That is where we are coming from. Thank you, Mr. Liu.
We have been so used to this preaching about just be happy, just forgive, just do this. I mean, it's a plan of God. It is this. Africans, it is not. While we spend our time praying for Israel, Israel is using weapons of mass destruction on their neighbors. Israel, that's chosen people of God. They are not praying. They are using weapons of mass destruction to destroy those who are bringing destabilization to their country. And what are we? Here praying? No, let us stop this. Let us stop this and handle our things. Africans, Cameroonians, they should handle things. There is nothing like saying that somebody has come and killed, we should just go low and say we are forgiven and do. They have killed, let them go in for. This will be a deterrent for other people. We need to say these things. And I must say that the men of God have contributed very greatly to this growth, to this thing, because our people in the Northwest and Southwest people have been brainwashed by Christianity. They have been brainwashed by Christianity, and that is why this thing has gone for too long in our territory, because they have been brainwashed.
No, I take exception.
People come and preach to them to sit still while people commit atrocities in a. Of course, I'm talking about me. I'm talking about what are my analysis. Of course. Well.
And the actions of the men of God.
Of course,
don't do that.
What he has just preached about that here.
Yes.
He has just talked about it now.
One of them.
Yeah, of course, he's one of them. So he cannot take an exception. He is among them.
Yeah, but
We should handle things straight on.
he is among them.
We should not be a conqueror to take the bullet on the back. We take it on the chest. That's what I'm saying. Christianity has contributed to this thing. And I'm saying that, what is all this about? It is softening the heart of people so that they keep coming to church and giving alms. We should stop that and tackle this issue in the Anglophone regions. Yes.
What my brother is saying there.
Yes, but wait. You say you want us to tackle it. How do we tackle it?
We tackle it that when you get culprits, bring them to book. There is nothing I say that they will be repentant. They are here, some even being taken somewhere and given first class treatment that I, as a civil Cameroonian, has never been given. They should be treated and treated as such. You cannot keep 100 people, 100 families, and then they take you and give a red carpet reception and say that you are. We should stop this issue about praying. People go and sit in church and pray instead of defending themselves. Let people defend themselves.
Okay. Yep.
He just made mention. I think you've just tickled me to say this. Israel took up arms against the Palestinians.
Yes.
The Palestinians opened fire and Israel replied.
Very good. Good. This is what.
Israel. Let me come say. I wouldn't want us to mix up issues here. If the Palestinians did not open fire, Israel will not retaliate.
Good. Israel is an angel.
So let me say this.
The promised land.
He said.
Let's not dilute our discourse.
Let me quote you.
The context is very different.
Let me quote you.
The people of God.
Let me.
No. Can we be orderly? Please. Let's
I just wanted to
Cameroon.
I wanted to
Yeah, I may ask you the same thing. Yeah, I may also ask you that same question. If we say Israel was created, Cameroon was also created. Yeah, go on.
I just wanted to pinpoint something to reply to what he said, that Israel used arms against the Palestinians. I want to say actually the Palestinians started the fight and Israel had to reply. Now going back to what he said, Galatians. No, let me say this.
Please.
Galatians 6:7 says, you cited it. You saw that you never made mention of the scriptures. You reap what you sow. That's what you've been saying. You cannot sow plantain suckers and you harvest banana. You reap exactly what you sow. So what we are talking about here is that men of God, we have the responsibility to take care of the people of this nation because we have gone astray.
You people are immoral.
Let me say.
Yeah, but let him finish now. Let him finish. You come.
Now, the problem we have today, I am throwing this blame back to ourselves because we have embarked in tithe and offering.
Very good.
The purpose of the church is not to generate monies. The moral standard of the church has dropped because us ministers who've embarked into monetary issue than the spiritual aspect of the sheep, which is supposed to be taken care of. Now, if you look at what is happening today in the church, I know a good number of them are listening to me right now. I am saying that the church has failed. We have failed. I wouldn't mix it up. You made mention of Bamenda. I remember when this issue started, I wrote the first track. The Trinity voice of peace and hope. Don't say had I known. Escape and be saved, for hell is real. I wrote that track 9,000 and got them printed and I distributed because I smelled a dead rat. And the second track I wrote, when God takes over, what happens? And I said, this nation, what is happening in this nation of Cameroon, we have to go back to God. The problem in this nation of Cameroon, it's in the hands of God. Many a times ministers will organize prayer meeting and we start hammering, pray for this politician should die, this politician should die, this one should. That is not the purpose of the church. That is not the purpose. I must say some of this serious truth here because we are failed in our responsibility. Now you made mention of love. You made mention of love. We have to love our enemies. I remember when I anchored a program on radio, and I said, people have been throwing stones on the Rosicrucians in this nation, the Freemasons in this nation. And many will pray that let them die. I said no. God did not come for the righteous. He did not come for the pure. He did not come for the holy. He did not come for the perfect. He came for the lost. And it is our responsibility, no matter how much involvement a politician in this nation has gone astray, is entangled in occultism, our responsibility is to pray for them, to love them. If we are taking this as a responsibility, the situation in which we find ourselves in this country will not have happened. We have failed in our responsibility because most of the time we get into blame game. Blame and counter blame. This is a problem. I remember when His Excellency, Scripture says in Romans 13, give respect to him who respect is due. I'm not a politician. I asked ministers in this nation of Cameroon when the president came to Bamenda, how many of us sought audience to see the president and tell the president, sir, Mr. President, this is what is going on. As minister, this is a council of men of God to address issues to the head of state. When he came to Bamenda, and people stayed quiet. And if some ministers go there, the issue becomes an issue of top notch. We are the top-notch people of the Roman Catholic Church. We are the top-notch people of the Presbyterian Church. We are the top-notch people of the Baptist Church. We are the top-notch. We are the top-notch. When the head of state came to Bamenda, when this thing has not registered, let me say this. When the head of state came to Bamenda, when this thing has not aggravated, how many of us men of God visited him, sought audience to see him and tell him that, Your Excellency, this is what is going on. This is what we are saying. He just made mention of an audience to go to Yaoundé to see him. Now like this. Now, this is where I say, the men of God, us ministers, we have failed in our responsibility.
Who are we waiting for to end these killings, Padia Sanga, if I may ask, because we wailed when it happened in Mamfe. Today we are getting the situation in Bamenyam. We don't know where it's going to happen. Who are we waiting for?
Listen, Mr. Liu, we are waiting for ourselves to solve this problem. You cannot expect anything from Mr. Biya's government at this point in time. 7 years down the drain, Mr. Biya and some of his ministers were part of a commission put in place by Ahijo to study and bring up solutions to the Anglophone problem. But there are two different issues now at stake. Anglophones have a genuine cause, which was that one of assimilation that has been blocked. Now, we have insecurity, armed bandits who have diluted a problem that Anglophones should be fighting for, but Anglophones now are now fighting for peace. Thus, the role of the men of God who are talking peace here. You get my point, Mr. Liu. So, when we look at this situation from that premise, I read somewhere, if I'm not quoting myself out of context, that don't ask what you have done or what the country has done for you, but what you have done for your country. Mr. Liu, we are all seated here because we love this country and we have a common collective agenda. I would never, in my position as an animist, a traditionalist, stigmatize him because he's my brother who is a pastor. No, that is my own notion of democracy and socializing. It doesn't work like that. One of my greatest regrets after the chairman, Nijon Fundi, is the cardinal. When I sat with this man, I saw what they call moral probity. That is, let me put it in simple terms, moral cleanness. You could talk to somebody and you know that this person has the moral authority to speak the truth in the eyes of everybody. Thus, he merited his position of the cardinal and could speak to Mr. Biya. When Mr. Biya would think that happened, and Anglophones, I don't want to call names here, Kema Surets in peace, Mr. Paul Atanganji is still there, and we have separatists who were not ready to succumb to that call of this great man, the cardinal to me, who passed away, because they knew that this was the genuine path for the Anglophones to go.
But that's history.
It's not history.
It's history.
No, it's not history, Mr. Leo.
Are you bringing back the cardinal?
No, listen to me, Mr. Leo. Now, you say, you asked me the question that, how do we get out of here?
But you are going back to yesterday.
No. Yes, what was right yesterday is right today, is going to be right tomorrow. Thus,
It means the cardinal has to come back today?
No, these are men of God who are sitting here.
Okay.
The College of Conveners of the Anglophone General Conference was not made only of the cardinals. He sent people down on the field to contact politicians, imam, religious leaders, chief, traditional leaders, to bring them together. So why are we Anglophone not going that route? That's why his name remains one of the strongest name and the most honest voice, that we would keep hammering that Anglophones, as a collective post-colonial entity that shall not be diluted with the numerous tribes that are existing in this country, should sit down and evacuate that question of Anglophones killing Anglophones and Anglophones killing Francophones, in the spirit that those of us who are here in Douala, if we come out of this studio, Francophones start taking up, vous avez tué mes frères, no one vous are taking. That is what they wanted to achieve with this numerous attack. And it's not going to happen. I am happy, and I'm saying thank you to my Francophone brothers for not going that route and permitting us, some of us who are refugees today in the Francophone region, has created that perfect union that some people want to destroy today. Mr. Leo, my pastor on the left said there should be no blame game. If you don't want blame game, go and tell America to release Mangang and 13 others who are already in jail. So the diaspora is more of a problem than a solution. And I'm telling you, as an actor from the diaspora, I know what we were protesting for. I know the advancements we have made so far, and I understand the suffering of the people, because I have been playing ping pong. This is my third time in this year coming to this country, either to listen to the chairman's testimony before he died, and then came to his funeral, and I'm here. I came here for the convention. So eliminate the diaspora. The diaspora always come and blow hot air. They give you chicken change, send you money to buy drugs, go to Nigeria, get Odeshi pastor to brainwash your children, and they come drugged and they kill you. You want to tell me that you should be counting on people like us? Most of us in the diaspora have failed. And if I have to include myself on that list, so it be, for the betterment of people who are living in this country. Mr. Leo, I'm done. Thank you.
Today, 26th of November 2023, me General Fedo come back for ground with my boys. Clear. Over here was civil and they had a cry day and night. The me General Fedo come to the concern the Monday go stand. Say never the thing out jump for. Oh yeah you. That Monday go stand me General Fedo, I don't cancel them. Live today, 26th of November 2023. Clear, Paul. Me General Fedo here Monday go stand. Live on board. Join the struggle of a fight. We don't join the struggle of go stand. We not see the new people go stand. They come out for road. Me General Fedo, I don't come today for cancel that Monday go stand. I hear you. I hear you. Because look at the Monday go stand. Now we the SZO want to use our chop day. Me General Fedo, I'll cancel them. Papa, we hear you. Because we are civilian, they don't carry. Say, any man open the store Monday at 25,000. But I want you to go ahead. Because they open the store. And I will give special warning. For General Gori. Each time me, I go meet up who I will kill you. I'll give special warning for Clovis. Any plan meet up who, you know what see at their body. Because I don't betray you for this struggle. And I will be sorry for all the civilian party that don't hurt them. If my soldier don't hurt now, be sorry. And then I'll give special warning for big number for the 2 apple for Guzan. Maybe they struggle that. Maybe they struggle. Special warning for the boys that do that thing for Manfe. Maybe they struggle that. Our civilian over die plenty. May that nonsense stop today. As I talk so. Because next time what will happen, I will find any man for a camp. And I want to send my message again for people for diaspora. Any man like fight for gram zero, me can gram zero, can fight. Any man like this strong, me can fight. No carry pick go send up for school for that side. Tell what people do for gram zero. You know if you go. As I talk today so. Only the year what happened for upside. Our civilian they have we for give bullet and they have for give chop. Where see what I soon they give the bullet. Any people for diaspora. That point they don't happen for said we. A big fighter, Bitakola don't die because every year what happened for upside. The me General Faith. I know a year what have foolish people upside and I'm married Gombo. Now I make sure come out of this. As it stand for here, before you touch on the man boy. You want to kind of 10 people. She showed you. I said, wanna. I said, wanna. I said, boom. Maurice Boya. I go back General Lucifer. I go back General Millipit. I go back General Sagat. We come down ourselves, target and the military. We know what is civilian again. Clear. What civilian never cry plenty. Civilian never die with the struggle. Plenty. We target and military. Leave the civilian. How would you make the civilian top black left for our back? So now you hear that nonsense again. Trust all over all the Kumba people. If any man says about hold now, we'll be sorry. She said you. She said you. Maurice Boya.